Okay, I'm here with a battle with my Haze team today. I'm changing it quite a bit, and you may have noticed that Latias has been removed, and it's been replaced with Jirachi, and that has Dragonite, so it's a special event one. And then Mr. Mime is just a temporary Pokemon, temporary fill-in, because I'm gonna try and get a Dragonite with Superpower. Yep, it's not going to have Dragonite because that would be very standard. It's actually going to have Haze as well. And I was quite surprised that it could learn both of those moves, but as it happens, it's going to be very useful for this team. Because when I don't want to use Superpower, I can go Haze. So in other words, it can be used for support and for offensive purposes. And I'm still deciding on the other moves, but I will probably give it a Yacht Berry because it's super weak to ice. Although I do have the Superpower, which they wouldn't expect that, so they'll keep their ice types in, and then I'll be at an advantage thanks to my Superpower. And then my Yacht Berry will weak from their moves. We're going to get something like a Bomb Snow, because people do like to use that on their Blizzard spam teams. I hate those teams. Oh. Anyway, I'm against a guy called Tyson, and the glasses actually contradict what sort of team he has, because well, the glasses are normally using against big-headed Darkrai people and such like. And now I start off with an Ice Beam, and that takes out Garchomp straight away. Because he fails to realise that every single water type except for Magikarp can learn at least one ice move. See, I would have switched it out, plus it's ground type. And then I go for Draco Meteor, and that isn't actually that powerful. It did less than I would have liked, actually. Now they go for an Energy Ball on Tentacle. And I think Energy Ball is like the grass version of Psychic, because it has similar power, same effect. Although the special defense drop amounts to nothing now. Well, they send out Umbreon, and now I go for a Haze, which resets all stat changes. So now my Draco Meteor is back up to full strength, and the special defense drop is negated. And even at full strength, the Draco Meteor does not do that much on Umbreon. So that thing is, I don't know how much defense it has, but I know it has quite a bit. But I don't know why they kept Roserade in. It's obviously not going to be a thorn in my side, and they know I have Ice Beam. They could probably definitely make better use of this Roserade right here, because I wouldn't give it both Giga Drain and Energy Ball. I'd give it a Poison type move as well. And Tentacle goes for another Haze, and actually now that I think about it, this team is basically a spam team. Even if it isn't OU beatdown, it's still pretty spammy. Speaking of spam, I've given up spam. I don't eat it anymore. It's very unhealthy. Anyway, Solar Beam as well. Since I've been testing this team, I've been getting no luck really. I had a lot of very biased battles. I don't understand what the problem is. Maybe Wi-Fi hates this team. Anyway, Mudslap. Yeah, that's a feature of a lot of my teams now. Well, the new ones anyway. I'm really enjoying that move, but I shouldn't rely on it too much. And now Solar Beam gets off. Pointless, really. I remember the first Umbreon I ever had. I gave that Psychic. I think that was on probably my second PBR team. Well, Psychic on Umbreon is good for all those fighting types, especially Machamp. I would definitely recommend it, but I'm not sure what other people think. I go for another Giga Drain, and they must have seen that it's not very effective message about 5 times now, or 4 or 5 times. They probably can't read it. They're not taking the hint. Probably the only reason that they know Crobat's typing is because it's so common, and the fact that Jirachi isn't very common, or at least I don't see very many in doubles. That can be used to my advantage, because not many people will know what it does in its typing, etc. Now I send out Manectric, which has Overheat, and that's the perfect weed killer. And X's, well, that does a fair amount, but it still doesn't faint it. Their Pokemon seem to be quite bulky. Unless there's something wrong with my Pokemon, I'm pretty sure that a lot of theirs are actually quite defensive. And now another Psychic, and that's Crobat's still in it amazingely. That Psychic isn't doing too much. Then again, neither is the X-Scissor, but still doesn't faint. So I think that's like left with 1 HP, something like that, and overheat misses, and that Rose still isn't wiltering under the pressure, which is really annoying because it survived since the start of the battle actually, because I think that overheat missing was a major factor in making this battle so close. Well, Crobat goes down, and the fact that didn't survive, that was another factor in making this battle very close. But at the end it could have gone either way. Anyway, I send out Tentacle, and finally overheat hits, and it one-hit KOs it. And that Rose is finally wilted. The minute it finally banishes Roserade to the compost heap, and there'll be no more thorns from that Rose. That's a relief, actually, because that thing was getting on my nerves, and the fact they didn't know how to use it properly as well. Umbreon faints as well, and they get no moves off this turn, which is brilliant for me, because had one of them fainted this turn, I think it could have changed the battle. Now they send out Lucario, and I should have predicted the extreme speed. Then again, either one of them would have fainted, so it would have been a guessing game as to which one they would have gone for. Because one of them would have fainted. If I switched out the wrong one, then anyway, you get the idea. And Haze, it's just pointless now. I was hoping I'd get off at overheat, but apparently not. And another extreme speed. Yeah, now I think I should have put Psychic on my Jirachi, perhaps instead of Mud Slap, because Mud Slap is useless against Lucario, because as you'll see it has Aura Sphere, and that's also super, but actually no, it's not super effective, but it's an extremely annoying move. And now my Wii Remote has run into that battery again. Yeah, my dad is obsessed with recycling batteries with his little contraption, and they don't last as long now. At least it means we don't have to buy any new ones. So I get the batteries fixed, and Lucario nearly finished Jirachi, but now I get a rest. And now I think that actually, if I didn't have rest on it, then I would have lost this battle, because that's very good with the Chesto Berry. Yeah, they're just going to keep spamming Aura Sphere now, and I can't blame them actually. That's the best move for it. Mud Slap again. I'm mainly doing it because it's super effective. The Axle Drop is making no difference. And they get a critical. See, I've had no luck in this battle. But now I have, and I did quite a lot. Well, it was a critical, but I wasn't expecting it to faint it. Anyway, I'll see you next time with another battle.